I'm going to now talk you through a Part C answer from the Christianity paper, and this is from the Christian Practices section, so the second half of that paper. Remember that on your religions paper you do a belief section and a practices section and an A, B, C, D for each one. So, because this is a Part C, I'm after making 4 points and backing up those 4 points. So I'm using the model of A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. If I can back up my point with a source of wisdom, then I have done so. Sometimes for this particular question, I'm backing it up with using examples from different pilgrimages, and so I'm showing off my subject knowledge. Having marked lots of questions that take this style of explain why something is important, I think the biggest mistake that candidates make is not answering the question. And so they might write down lots of Christian beliefs about pilgrimages. They might write down lots of things that Christians do when on pilgrimages, but they don't say why pilgrimage in general is important. And so if you look at my answer, I've addressed that problem by using the words from the question at the start of each paragraph, and I have highlighted them so that you can see. So Christians believe that pilgrimage is important is at the start of each paragraph in my answer, and so the examiner cannot think that I am not answering the question. That is a good technique for you to use in the actual exam. So start each paragraph by almost rewriting out the question, and then what follows should be relevant. So I have got my 4 paragraphs, okay, my 4 sets of A, B, and I'm going to talk you through those. And I'm talking you through not just the subject knowledge, but my thinking process so that you can take the same approach in your exam. The best candidates are not always those with the best knowledge, although often they are. They are those that know what the examiner is looking for and then give it to them and make it easy to find. So in my first paragraph I have said one reason why pilgrimage is important, because it often involves going somewhere where Jesus or somebody else from the Bible went or spent time or appeared, and so you're getting that physical connection with the Bible or with God or Jesus. I have given examples to back that up, and so for example you might go to Jerusalem and remember Jesus's crucifixion, so there's a brief reference there to a source of wisdom. Jerusalem is not named on the specification as an example of a place of pilgrimage. However, this question is not saying explain why Christians believe a pilgrimage to Taizé or to Walsingham is important, just why pilgrimage is important. And so I can use Jerusalem as my example. Please do read the question carefully, because they may set a super tricky question and focus just on one place of pilgrimage. I have also said that in the 11th century Mary made an appearance to a Christian in Walsingham, and so there is that physical connection. I write these answers under exam conditions, and I'll be honest, I can't remember the name of the person that Mary made an appearance to, and so I haven't put it, and I don't need to. You know, that isn't showing great Christian subject knowledge, that's just showing I'm good at remembering random names. My second paragraph talks about pilgrimage being important, so linking to the question, because it builds a sense of community and allows Christians to meet not just Christians from elsewhere in the world, but also different denominations. Denominations count as a key term, that's why I have used it. I've also spoken about Taizé, because I know it's on the specification, being an ecumenical place of pilgrimage. I have deliberately used that key term. There isn't really a Bible passage in that paragraph, And I don't think you need one in each paragraph, to be honest, particularly if you're backing up with lots of examples. In my third paragraph, I have spoken about how pilgrimage can act as a mark of penance. You saying sorry for what you've done, because you often do some kind of hardship when you're on a pilgrimage. Often you go on a long walk. I know, because my subject knowledge is good, that sometimes pilgrims will walk barefooted between the shrines in Walsingham, and so that's my example to back that up. Again, I have deliberately used the word shrines rather than sites or churches to show off that I know lots of key terms. And then finally, in my last paragraph, I have said that pilgrimage is important because it allows Christians to block out all the distractions and to focus on God, and in addition to live a simpler existence. And I put that second point in there because I was thinking to myself, I've only really got one source of wisdom and I want to add another. And I know from my very good Bible knowledge that Jesus told the disciples to go out and preach and to live a simple life, so to not have personal possessions. And so that's how I've enabled myself to get a source of wisdom in there. Again, I've shown a good subject knowledge of what happens at Taizé, because I know that's a place of pilgrimage named on the specification, and the fact that there is a focus there on living a very sort of simple life, like the monks who live at Taizé, and leaving behind gadgets. And so again, in that paragraph, I've got a source of wisdom, I've got some key terms, and I have shown off some more subject knowledge about Taizé, which is an important place of pilgrimage.